Thank you. My question is also for the Premier. For many months, our caucus has been urging the Premier to waive pharmacare fees for families and seniors so that they have a shot at affording groceries and their medication. There's an idea. Those fees are administered by a private company, Medavie. Even though this government says they're going to do whatever it takes to fix health care, they haven't imposed any penalties or fines on Medavie's subsidiary, EMCI, when they breach components of their contract to provide ground ambulance services, and things continue to worsen. Is the Premier protecting Nova Scotians or Medavie's profit line?
I recognize the honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There's no questions. There's issues with EHS and the ambulance service here. You know, of course, we're proud of the improvements we're trying to make with the fixed wing. Lots of people are benefiting from that fixed wing service, and many other innovations we've come up with along the way. But I will just assure the member, I mean, there's only one thing that drives me every morning when I get out of bed, and that's to look after Nova Scotians. I'm focused on that. We don't get everything perfect, Madam Speaker, but we are always coming from a place right here to put Nova Scotians first.
I recognize the honourable leader of the NDP on her first supplementary.
TELUS is another big corporation that's making big business out of private health care in Canada, including here in Nova Scotia, where they run virtual health services for profit funded by the public purse. Why won't the Premier find a way to hire more healthcare professionals to provide public services instead of paying corporations like TELUS to do it for them?
I recognize the honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And we're only concerned with access to care for Nova Scotians, and we make sure I believe in the public system. I'm a supporter of the public system. You know, Nova Scotians have access to public health care. We have no intentions of privatizing health care in this province. That's a narrative that the NDP will sometimes push. I just want to assure Nova Scotians, not going to happen. But making sure Nova Scotians have access is what will happen. That's what we're doing. And if it means working with private companies to make sure that people can get the care, we'll make sure they do that too. I know lots of Nova Scotians that got their vaccine at a pharmacy. And you know what, Madam Speaker? They didn't complain to me they went to a pharmacy. They said they're happy they got their vaccine. We will work with those making sure they get the care.
I recognize the honourable leader of the NDP on her final supplementary.
It's clear that health care is getting worse. Nova Scotians are choosing between food and medicine, waiting hours in emergency rooms and not knowing if an ambulance will arrive when they call. And what does the Premier do? He heads literally to an office tower on Bay Street to talk about, quote, innovation in healthcare at a $1,000 a table event sponsored by Medavie and TELUS. Meanwhile, the Premier says he will pay $1,000, same cost as a table, for healthcare ideas, as long as they don't cost us anything. Will the Premier stop scheming with corporations and get to work fixing our public system?
I recognize the honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I want to assure Nova Scotians that progress is being made on healthcare. Every single day in this province, people can access virtual care. Every single day in this province, people can access care at a pharmacy. And I've tabled that article again about the little province that could. Tiny Nova Scotia leading the world in pharmacy innovation right now. Every single day in this province, people are accessing care through unique avenues under the direction of the Minister of Health, who is getting to work, putting Nova Scotians at the forefront. I'm going to host all the premiers here in Halifax in a couple of weeks to talk about healthcare innovation. I will listen to anyone that wants to talk about healthcare, and I will talk to anyone that wants to talk about healthcare, because the only thing that matters is access to care for Nova Scotians.